Recently, I gave myself a challenge to come up with the best mixed credit card trifecta that I could possibly put together. And it was no easy task. The reason for this is that this trifecta must meet certain criteria that I set for myself at the very beginning. First of all three of these cards must be across 3 different issuers. Second of all, the rewards and benefits could not have too much overlap. Third, the rewards must give good value for travel. And fourth, the annual fees must be easily justified without too much work or hassle. So with all that in mind, the 3 that I came up with are these 3 right here. They are the Capital One Venture X, the American Express Gold Card, and the Citi Custom Cash Card. So let's combine the power of all 3 of these cards together into one setup and see if it makes sense for you as well. We'll begin with the big value that you may be able to get in your first year by getting these cards with their welcome offers. For the Capital One Venture X, it's currently 75,000 miles after spending $4K in 3 months. With the Amex Gold, the public offer is 60,000 points after spending $4K in the first 6 months, although do be aware targeted higher offers may be available. And also with the Citi Custom Cash, that's $200 of cash back, but issued as 20,000 thank you points, and those can be earned after spending $1,500 in the first 6 months. The Citi Custom Cash also has a 0% intro APR period for the first 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. Then after that, a variable APR will take over. Now to put a dollar amount on these point values here, the approximate value for these bonuses will be as follows. $750 plus for travel on the Venture X, $600 plus for flights on the Amex Gold, and $200 for travel on the Custom Cash. That said, there are some annual fees we have to account for. $395 on the Venture X, $250 for the Gold, and $0 for the Custom Cash. Totaling all of this up, we have $1,550 for the value of the bonuses, $645 for the fees, and then subtracting those fees from the total, we have a $905 profit even before any of the other benefits are used. Always great to begin with some significant profit in that first year. Now, I forgot to mention in the intro of the video one more criterion to make this trifecta work. Of course, you can get a few cards, get their bonuses, keep them for a year, cancel, then go get new cards with new bonuses and keep churning them every single year like that. But that was not the intention of this video. Rather, it's to choose 3 cards that would also work beyond year 1 to provide you with consistent long-term value for your everyday spend and be able to earn rewards very quickly. So all 3 of these cards will help you achieve that goal as well, so you don't have to go crazy with tons of new card applications. Let me show you what I mean. The Capital One Venture X will award you 10 miles per dollar on hotels and rental cars when you book them through Capital One's portal. Also 10 miles per dollar on Turo rentals through May 16th. That's about to expire as I make this video, so hopefully that partnership will be renewed for some length of time, but I'm not sure about that. You'll also earn 5 miles per dollar on flights via that same Capital One portal, and then double on all of your other purchases that fall outside of those categories. The American Express Gold Card will give you 4 points per dollar on restaurants worldwide, including takeout and delivery in the US, 4x on groceries at US supermarkets on up to $25,000 of spend per year, triple on flights when you book them directly with the airlines on their websites or via the Amex travel portal, and then 1x on other purchases. And finally, the Citi Custom Cash will give you 5 points per dollar on your top spend category on up to $500 per month, and by per month, I mean per billing cycle. So it does not necessarily have to be the 1st through the 30th of each month. And in terms of what top spend category means, that is wherever you spent the most in any of those eligible categories. So if you spent the most at grocery stores in this particular billing cycle, then Citi will automatically give you 5 points per dollar there, and then on everything else, you will be awarded 1 point per dollar. Now, looking at this through a different lens, I've color-coded all the categories that have some sort of overlap from one card to the next. The main overlap here will be yellow for flights between the Venture X and the Gold Card, and then the purple for the other purchases category. So of course the Venture X will be best for that at double points there. Also the Venture X, if you're okay with the portal, then the flights there earning 5x will beat the Gold Card. And then for the orange and green, for basically dining and groceries, it does kind of overlap with the custom cash, as you can have those be your top spend category. But with so many other choice options, it doesn't have to be restaurants and grocery stores. So there's a lot of flexibility with that card to prevent overlap. And perhaps the most interesting way to see all these rewards categories is a merged category, putting all of them together and getting rid of any sort of overlap. That way, as you have these three cards, you'll be able to see overall what you'll be able to earn. And here's exactly how that turns out. We have 3 categories earning 10 points per dollar, although that could become 2 if Turo does not get renewed. Then 2 more categories earning 5 points per dollar, 2 more at 4x, and then the absolute bare minimum rate you'll earn is double on all of your other purchases. So very, very powerful here to have this structure covering so many useful categories, spanning both travel and some stuff at home too, like your groceries and eating out. And because 1 point in one program is not necessarily equal to 1 point in another program, the best way to compare all these is to put them in their own cashback equivalent terms. So doing that here, and this will make more sense later on as we get to the value of points, here's what we come up with. For hotels, rental cars, and Turo, your rate of return will be from 10% up to 17% on average. Flights will be 5% to 8.5%. Your top spend or choice category will be a flat 5%. Restaurants and groceries will be anywhere from 4% to 6.8%, again on average. And lastly, the double mile or point per dollar category for all other purchases will be anywhere from 2% up to 3.4%, again on average. Okay, before moving forward here, I want to mention that anybody using a trifecta or even a larger multi-card setup, it can become quite a burden to manage all these different cards. So to simplify everything, consider an app like MAXREWARDS that I use here to make things way easier. The main dashboard here gives me a great overview. I can see my rewards balance in dollar terms, my card balance, also my utilization, and my available credit, along with when my bills are due and my sign-up bonus trackers. Plus, as I scroll down further, it also displays my credit scores across different banks here, which is really cool to be able to monitor that. The next tab over, called Activity, allows me to see all my transactions across all my cards in one place, including which transactions are pending, which ones are posted, any annual fees that came due, credits I received, and more. Then moving over to the Best Card tab, it tells me which card to use for certain transactions so I can always earn the greatest amount of rewards. And if I tap on one, for example, like dining with my Discover card, which is earning 5% back right now, I can also see other alternative cards, in this case my Amex Gold card, and also customize the value of the points based on how I value them. And then the Benefits tab automatically activates all of my Amex offers, Chase offers, and more for me, so I don't have to do any of that manual work myself. So this is available with the Gold level of MAXREWARDS. There are plenty of other free features as well. So if you want to at least try the Gold level entirely free for your first month, there's a link down below in the description. Definitely try it out and see if you like how MAXREWARDS can simplify all of your credit card management. And now back to our MIXED Trifecta. So you've got some Capital One miles and some Amex points and some Citi points, but what are these actually worth? In a number of ways, there are some similarities here. Going across from left to right, we have redeeming points for travel via transfer partners. Both Capital One and Amex have the same average value here at 1.7 cents per point. So 10,000 points or miles would be worth about $170. Unfortunately, the Citi Custom Cash Card does not have access to any travel transfer partners on its own. When redeeming for travel directly via the bank portals, Capital One gives you 1 cent per mile. Amex gives you anywhere from 0.7 cents up to 1 cent per point. And then the Citi Custom Cash gives you 1 cent per point too. And then for comparative purposes, I also included cash back as a statement credit. Capital One giving you 0.5 cents, Amex at 0.6, and Citi at 1.0. On the whole, use your rewards for travel. Now, since transfer partners tend to yield the highest overall value when you use them strategically, here are the current ones that you'll have available to you with this setup with both American Express and Capital One. Those again are the 2 cards that give you access to these. Now, all the ones you see here on the screen that are in bold font and also colored in blue, or at the bottom for hotels in that magenta color, those represent overlap. So wherever you see color, that means either program will allow you to transfer your points from Amex or from Capital One out to become airline miles or hotel points. So even though there's no way to directly combine Capital One miles versus Amex points, you can do so indirectly here by transferring out to a common transfer partner. Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever we talk about travel-based credit cards that have annual fees in the hundreds of dollars, they usually have a lot of benefits to go with them to help you justify those annual fees. And it can be pretty confusing comparing which benefit comes from which card and which ones you have access to and all that. So I did my very best here to take all the main benefits from these cards and put them in like a merged type of view that we can see overall what you'll have access to as your overall benefits package and which one comes from where. Check this out. Having these 3 cards in your wallet can go a long way to making your travel experience a lot better. What you're looking at here is a benefits list, and to the left of each one, you'll see a small colored tile or square. The standard blue color represents that the benefit came from the Capital One Venturettes. The gold color represents the American Express Gold Card, and the light blue or turquoise represents the Citi Custom Cash. So turning our attention to the top of the list, we have 5 major credits, or things that function similar to a credit. The first is a $300 travel credit that reimburses you for stuff that you book through Capital One's travel portal. You get that every single year, by the way. Then a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus that's equal to at least $100 toward travel when you redeem them. Then a $100 credit for a TSA PreCheck or global entry to reimburse you for the cost of the application. Then $120 of Uber Cash, and another $120 for a dining credit. Underneath that, you'll also have access to airport lounges, specifically the Capital One Lounge Network, Plaza Premium Lounge Network, and Priority Pass Lounge Network. Then when you book through select portals, you'll also have some VIP hotel benefits from the Premier Collection and Visa Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection, as well as the Hotel Collection. That one's from American Express, and these all give you things like upgrades, early check-in or late checkout, and on-site credit or amenity, stuff like that. If you need to rent a car for your upcoming trip, you'll have anywhere from full-on elite status to special discounts with select merchants here, including Hertz, Avis, National, and Audi On Demand. You'll also have access to the Capital One travel, dining, and entertainment portals. You'll be able to have all foreign transaction fees waived when using your select cards abroad outside of the United States, and we can add free authorized users. And if you ever find yourself worrying about irregular operations, changes, cancellations, bad weather, you name it, you also have some great insurance and protections that come with these cards too. These range from trip cancellation and interruption insurance, auto rental collision damage waiver, lost luggage insurance, trip delay coverage, and a whole bunch more. Feel free to pause this screen to look this over in more detail. Again, note the different color tiles to see which cards confer that benefit to you. All right, so justifying $395 plus $250 plus $0. That one's pretty easy. How are we gonna do this? Well, as you just saw with those credits, it can be pretty easy, but let's put some numbers up on the screen to see how it actually turns out. We've got our brand new shiny cards there at the top and our annual fees there at the bottom. Now that's $645 in total annual fees, but if we take into account the credits here, we've got the following: $300 for that travel credit, plus $100 for the anniversary bonus that comes in the form of those 10,000 miles, also $120 for Uber and $120 for dining. Adding those up, it's $640. Subtracting now $640 from $645, we have a net cost, or basically effective annual fee, of $5. That's awesome. But before you go out and run to apply for all these cards and go crazy with all this, make sure that the cards work for you, not the other way around. And of course, there are many other mixed or blended trifectas that you can make out there across different cards and different issuers. So this, by all means, does not have to be the only one in the whole world. I think it works very well for me, probably works very well for a lot of other people, especially with that Citi Custom Cash. Although there were no transfer partners, the flexibility that it gives you at a 5% return is still pretty unbelievable. But all that said, let me know your favorite trifectas down below in the comments, especially the ones that you may already be using and why you like it. With all that said, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit other people, then please help me get it in front of them by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on those notifications. That way you never miss awesome credit card uploads just like this one. Also check out the links down below in the description description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten, to sign up for MAXREWARDS, which is a great app to manage multiple credit cards, rewards, and benefits all in one place, and also to view my site with some great credit card offers that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it brought you some great value and some things to consider as you work on your credit card strategy. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and while you're waiting for it to be uploaded to this channel, always remember that you are great.